Hello everyone, I'm Chastity Thomas and my presentation is called The Ethics of Cloning. Even though cloning is a scientific breakthrough, it bypasses the God-ordained steps of creation and potentially ignores the inherent value of human life. Since the first successful cloning of an animal, Dolly the sheep, several other species of mammals have been successfully cloned. Cloning animals is one matter, but cloning humans is another matter entirely. Human life is and should be considered inherently valuable. Thus, cloning is a technology that raises many profound moral issues and represents a turning point in human history. The ethics of cloning must address both sides of the issue, but in this presentation I will attempt to persuade you that cloning is wrong. The definition of cloning. Cloning is a method of reproduction that produces a genetically identical clone of its organism. The nucleus of a somatic or body cell is placed into an unfertilized ovum of an organism, and that unfertilized ovum has been enucleated, which means that the nucleus has been removed. And this is according to medterms.com. Now there are two types of cloning, therapeutic and reproductive. Therapeutic cloning is used to purposely recreate a human embryo for the stem cells to be used as a source of spare parts for the treatment of diseases. Ultimately, these embryos will be destroyed. Now, reproductive cloning creates a new organism from a single cell of an adult organism, and the offspring will be identical to its parent. And this is according to yfiles.com. Now, the technique of cloning. The process involves removing the DNA from a female egg cell of a particular species. Then the nucleus of a donor adult cell is inserted into the enucleated egg, producing a reconstructed egg. The reconstructed egg is activated with chemicals or electric current in order to stimulate it or commence cell division, as if it has been fertilized. Then a female host is needed for gestation. Whenever the cloned embryo is in a suitable stage, it can be transferred into the uterus of the female host. Then after the respective gestational period for that species, an animal that is genetically identical to its donor will be born, and this is according to geneticsandSociety.org. And now, Dolly the sheep, which of course is the main animal that has been cloned. She was born on July 5th, 1996 at the Roslin Institute in Scotland. And actually the way she got her name is from Dolly Parton, the country music singer. Dolly was cloned from a mammary cell, and as everyone knows, Dolly Parton is very famous for her bus line. Eventually, the scientists had to euthanize Dolly because she had developed a virus that caused incurable lung disease in sheep. And besides just the issue of this virus, she also was prematurely aging, and she struggled with obesity issues that her parent did not have. The statistics pertaining to cloning. Since Dolly, there have been successful and unsuccessful attempts in cloning animals. Some of these successful attempts have included sheep, goats, pigs, and mice. But for some reason, which scientists cannot figure out, they cannot successfully clone monkeys, cats, dogs, or rats. And this is according to NewYorkTimes.com. And also, the production of live offspring is very rare. In the case of the animals that have been successfully cloned, many of the animals do not make it to live birth. And even if they do make it to a live birth, many times they are disabled or have some sort of deformity. Attempts at human cloning. At this writing, it is uncertain whether anyone has successfully cloned a human. We do not know whether a transferred, cloned human embryo can progress all the way to live birth. And according to Harris, many fringe groups have claimed success at cloning humans, but have produced no evidence. Legislation according to cloning. According to UCLA.edu, the House of Representatives 923 states that it shall be unlawful for any human person to use a human somatic cell for the process of creating a human clone. Cloning children. Now, this is one of the main issues that may arise from cloning. In the future, parents may want to clone one of their deceased children, but once the child is cloned, they may struggle with individuality and identity issues. The parents could place expectations on this child to live up to what the other child was, but who knows? The cloned child may not be able to live up to the expectations. And this is according to Guardian.com. And according to a journal article by Brock, cloning is more like the manufacturing of an individual rather than the reproduction of an individual. Such an attitude could create an increase in commercialization and industrialization of human procreation. Human life is inherently valuable and should be protected. According to Scripture, Psalm 139:13-16 states, "For you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, and skillfully wrought in the lowest places of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed, and in your book they were written in the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them." Now, besides cloning children, there are other moral hazards that may arise, such as, according to Questacon.edu, a black market may be created for stolen or discarded embryos. And also, according to geneticsandSociety.org, the use of women's eggs may lead to exploitation. Now, as a Christian, this is the main reason I am against cloning. I feel that it's taking the matter of life into one's own hands and playing God. Each person is a special and unique individual created by God with a special purpose in mind. With cloning, people are trying to fix things that they feel should have never happened, such as using stem cells to heal a diseased person or trying to create a deceased cloned individual. But this is not our place to go back and fix such things. Things happen as they are supposed to, and if we try to go back and redo life, we may wind up messing it up more in the long run. Thank you for your time.